Everyone, welcome back to Mystic Mooncraft. This is Anna, and today we are going to be delving into the deep and fascinating world of servitors and house dwelling spirits. So, these entities, I have one specifically. One is a spirit animal that follows me wherever I go. One is a servitor or a house companion, I would say, whose house is just up there out of view. And I'm going to talk with you today about how to work with your own and whether or not you feel a desire to do that. So these entities can serve as guardians, helpers, and companions in your spiritual practice. In this video, we'll explore how to create and charge servitors, work with them safely and respectfully, because they are, after all, a manifestation of your own making, and they do have their own energetic signature, and discuss various types of guardian servitors. We'll also touch on the origins of these practices, ensuring that you honor their roots. Whether you're new to working with spirits or looking to expand your practice, this exploration will give you the tools you need to connect with these special friends effectively. So let's begin. Servitors are entities created through intention and energy, designed to perform specific tasks and serve particular functions. Unlike traditional spirits, servitors are often constructed by the practitioner, uh, allowing for a high level of customization and personal connection. So it's very much up to you what you want your servitor's specific function to be. House dwelling spirits, on the other hand, are entities that naturally inhabit a space. They can be friendly, neutral, or represent the energy of the home itself. You'll see this especially in older homes that have been lived in, historical homes as well. I've encountered some of these spirits in one of my trips. Hopefully, I will be able to show you guys whenever we go down to the Tarpon Inn here in Port Aransas, Texas, which is one of the most haunted places. And I will tell you, it's quite an interesting experience to encounter one of these property owning or house dwelling spirits. Working with spirits can help create a harmonious environment, especially if you have a spirit that is already inhabiting the property that you're moving into, that you're living in for a period of time, and they reveal themselves to you. It's important to not be afraid as much as it is to be curious, and to, even if you know that the spirit is not malevolent in any form, to converse with them. We'll talk about safety precautions in just a bit. The concept of servitors and house spirits has roots in various traditions around the world. In Western occultism, in traditions such as ceremonial magic, practitioners can create servitors to perform certain tasks, often referred to as thought forms. These entities are shaped by the practitioner's will and intention. Hoodoo and folk magic. In folk magic practices, household spirits, often called genies, fetches, fae, sprites, we have a whole list of categories in which you can classify these. I happen to have a fae. I'm not going to reveal her name or show her dwelling, but yes, I happen to have a fae that follows me around. And although she was not something that I called in, she is a spirit who accompanies me. Also, a large cat as well. So, do with that what you will. They're believed to inhabit the home and can be called upon for assistance. Again, this is something that you may find already in existence whenever you move into an older home, especially with a history. I came to know my spirit guides, my companions, I suppose you would say. I view them more as companions than I do servitors. Although I have tasked my Fae with a few things, and I always give attribution for her help. In shamanic traditions, many indigenous cultures recognize the existence of spirits tied to places, animals, ancestors. These spirits can act as guardians or helpers in one's spiritual journey, such as guides. Creating a servitor involves several steps. So here's a simple guide to get you started. And again, as always, I suggest that you find alternative research in addition to this video. If you're interested in doing something like this, you may seek out content that resonates with you. Check for books on the subject of creating a servitor or working with household spirits. So one of the first things that you want to do is to define a purpose. Determine what you want your servitor to do. Be as specific about this purpose as you can, whether it's protective, whether it performs a sense of guidance, spiritual guidance, okay? Being a bridge between you and your higher self, you and the divine, you and the universe, or assisting in daily tasks. Say you have difficulty concentrating, or you have difficulty with visualization, you have difficulty with scripting, with manifesting. Okay, big one there. Even whenever I do on Sacred Light Tarot, you'll hear me on that channel, I say, all right, thank you, ladies. And I have precisely 4 entities that I work with, and the universe as well. So 2 of those being, I wouldn't necessarily call them servitor. One is on the border of being a servitor slash guide, and then the other is merely a spirit animal or a guide. Just a couple of ways that you can utilize their help in some ways. So a list of and by the way, yes, the Fae has a specific purpose of protection as well. I leave that up to my deities as well. So it's kind of a dualistic. I cover a lot of basis whenever it comes to protection, and you should as well. So create a list of potential purposes, okay, for your servitor. What is it that you are wanting to, and I would say that it's more of a partnership than anything else, okay? Treat them with respect. Design the servitor. So visualize what your servitor will look like. Now, I was told what my servitors are, or what my spirit companions are. And so I had to kind of sit in a meditative space and contemplate, what did I think that they look like, and then provide an environment for the one that I wanted to become a servitor and a protector. And then the large cat, her main purpose, and she came to me and was assigned to me, is in fact protection. So I had to do nothing with her except to connect with her on a personal level. In fact, that reminds me, I actually need to, and I have a set of cards for each of my entities that I work with. That's something to keep in mind whenever you are wanting to connect with or receive messages from your servitors or communicate with your servitors. A pendulum can also be quite helpful here as well. Okay. If you happen to have something that you want to get their opinion on, then you can use a pendulum as well. Okay, so you can give them a name. Mine all have names. Personality traits, specific abilities. It's like building a character sheet. Okay, exactly how do you envision your servitor, and what kind of my Fae is quite saucy. She has a bit of an attitude. Okay, and that definitely comes through whenever I refill her mead cup, which is one of her attributions that I give to her. One of the things that she likes. In fact, all 3 of my deity, my Fae, and my deities, they all get mead, wine, and honey as well. So she also likes chocolate. just to let you know. The more detailed you are about your vision, the more specific and effective your servitor can be. And the better that you can understand their likes and dislikes, and the better you can give them thanks or attribution. So, materials. You can use physical objects to represent your servitor. This can include crystals, dolls, symbols that resonate with its purpose. For my fae, my daughter and I, have created I'm just going to take a look really quick. We've created a nice mossy background for her, along with a house, some naturally occurring stones that we have picked up outside that have called to us. I see a couple of things. Actually, I picked this up on the beach, and that may go up there with her as well. A cute little fairy cup, fairy stepping stones, just anything that would make her feel more at home in her space. I'm not going to again show you her habitat, her home, but yeah, we had fun. It can be a very interesting and fun thing to do, is to create the home for your servitor. So, charging your servitor, create a ritual to bring the servitor into your life. Now, I did not have to do this. There is and we'll get into this whenever we talk about working with the element of water and entities that are associated with water. But there is one potential servitor that I may create within an ecosphere that we created whenever we were down by the coast. I may also do that for me personally whenever we travel back down to the coast. So, creating a ritual to bring your servitor to life, this can involve visualization, chanting, creating a powerful sigil. Okay, again, yeah, sigil. To connect with your servitor, or that represents your servitor. So, focus your energy and your intention on empowering it. Talking with your servitor, and we're getting to that right now. So I have a few notes down here. So establishing communication. Once created, establish a way to communicate with your servitor. This could be through meditation, journaling, or simply talking to it as you would a friend. And I do this. I also will sit, and so one of the things that I have told my deities and my servitors is that when it is a yes, then I will get a thump in my third eye. They will communicate via that whenever I've hit on the right thing. Again, you can also use a pendulum. You can use automatic writing. There are a lot of different techniques. If I have not already covered those, I will try and make a video about ways to communicate with spirits. Tarot is a great way to communicate with spirits. Oracles as well, especially if you're dealing with the Fae. They have multiple different oracle decks that are specifically designed for Fae. Okay, so let's get into a couple of different types that you may want to consider. There is a protective servitor created to guard your home, your family, your personal energy. They can take on a fierce or a gentle demeanor depending on your needs. Now, again, for me, these two were already assigned to me, and the most fierce of these is the cat, and I can, in tense situations, actually feel her presence as she crawls up my back and sort of perches there, almost like a gargoyle on my back, and I feel her presence. She's very much connected with me, and she very much encourages me to speak up and speak out. I think this is also in conjunction with Mother Lilith, who I work very closely with. And this, I feel, and I've talked to a shamanic practitioner about this, that this was a part of my process in breaking free from a situation that was domestically charged with intense energy. And whenever I say intense energy, yes, I do mean that kind of energy. You can have a healing servitor. So these are designed to assist in emotional or physical healing, providing comfort during and support during difficult times. I would say that my Fae would be one of these, as well as a creative servitor. So creative servitors encourage inspiration and creativity. These servitors can help you overcome writer's block or enhance artistic expression. A lot of times whenever I do connect with both the large cat and my fae, it's through meditation and visualization, and also through the cards. So whatever way works best for you, and also asking yes or no questions. I always make sure to give proper attribution to them, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. So, household helpers, and this is something that I have not yet done. They can assist you with daily tasks such as organization, or even help to maintain the harmony of your living space. No, I'm not talking about something that you might see in a Hollywood television movie, or a Hollywood movie where you have a little house spirit that goes around doing the laundry, although that would be nice. This is more about maintaining harmony and balance within the home. You also have guide servitors, and I would consider the Fae to be my Fae to be one of those as well. Although I do lean very heavily on my dark goddesses, Mother Freya and Mother Lilith, for this. They're created to assist in spiritual development, to provide guidance during meditation and decision making. Now, I primarily look to Mother Lilith and Lady Freya. So I will be sat here in the middle of the night, and I will use their specific decks to communicate with them to see what messages they have that need to come through. I will also use, we've talked about this before in previous videos, Scrying Mirror to connect with deities, as well as their favorite chant and or mantra songs, things of that nature. And then at the end, of course, I always give attribution. And that's going to be a very important part of establishing that rapport and that kind of that relationship with your servitor. So let's talk about some of the respectful things that you can do, and some of the things that maybe you should keep in mind when working with a servitor. So it's crucial to approach this practice with respect and care. Intention is key. Always set a clear and positive intention when creating and working with your servitor, when talking to them. This helps ensure that it functions as needed or intended. And sometimes things don't always go as planned, so just sit down and have that conversation again. Regular check ins, again, periodically communicate with your servitor to ensure it's fulfilling its purpose and to adjust its tasks as needed. Communication is vital in any relationship, including those with your spirits, your household spirits, your servitors, or anyone that you work with, deities included. Avoid neglect, okay? This is one thing that we do, just like a house plant, okay? Sometimes you set it in the corner, sometimes you don't even look at it, sometimes you don't even bother with it. And then before you know it, brown leaves start appearing. Same kind of thing, all right? Just like any relationship, neglecting your servitor can lead to confusion or miscommunication. Regular interaction keeps this bond strong, and I do that. So I will get up after a meditation session here at the table, and I will go to each of them and thank them for their time, for their effort, for their energy, for what they have done, and for the messages that I have received. So being grateful for the things that they give you goes a long way. Gratitude, okay? An attitude of gratitude, because they're here to help us on our spiritual journey. So, and to protect. So anytime that we see that they have done something to ensure our protection, like coming back from a long trip, give attribution, give your thanks, let them know that everything was fine, tell them a story about, or bring them something back from your trip and say, thank you for the protection that I have asked for while on my journey. Here is something that I have brought back for you. Just a really nice way to continue building that relationship between you and spirits or servitors in your home. For a house dwelling spirit, one that is pre existing, I would say that communication is quite key in determining whether or not the spirit has ill intentions or just honestly wants to be seen or noticed. Sometimes, whenever you pass that liminal space into, or pass into that liminal space across the veil, you're not really feeling seen, heard, recognized. I've spoken with many spirits who have passed over to the other side, and they will come to me. And some of them are very, very happy to be seen, to be noticed, to be heard, to have a voice again, even if it's through the cards or through internal communication. I can hear what they call your clairsentience, okay? Clairsentience, clairessence, clairvoyance, clairaudience. I will get messages inside of my mind. And I started actually getting these when I was writing as an author. And I would have these thoughts that would randomly pop into my head, and I did not know where they were coming from. And I now attribute those to one of my deities. When I first started working and writing, I was just entering into this relationship that I discussed as not being healthy at all. And I feel as if they actually sought me out. Maybe perhaps with the tone of each book that I wrote, they were trying, it was the universe itself trying to send a message that needed to come through. And because I was not yet fully accustomed to reading tarot, it was not coming out through the cards for people to, for me to deliver to people, but in the form of the written word. So it kind of drew on my strengths, and yeah, you may see that. You may see that happen in a lot of different ways. Communication. It's going to be different for everyone. So if you get frustrated with one way of talking with your servitor, with your deities, with household spirits, etc., 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 then switch things up. Try something different. Automatic scripting, automatic writing, sitting in a dark place and just observing the smells, the feelings, the sensations that come through you, any thoughts that come into your mind that you wouldn't necessarily think. Pay attention to signs and synchronicities. So, practices that you can incorporate into your routine to strengthen your relationship. Those would be daily affirmations, okay? We know these in a different context. A lot of you have heard of daily affirmations. Start your day by affirming your servitor's purpose. This does not have to be done every day, right? Depending on how strong the bond is, you may want to do this at first to build that rapport. This reinforces its role and keeps it aligned with your intentions. As things progress, then you can do a check in as you feel called to. You'll develop a kind of a sense. I will, as I've told you before, smell incense that I have given as just a general gift to all that I work with. And I will smell that and I'll say, okay, all right, so someone is calling me in, someone has a message for me. I need to I need to sit down and have a session. So there you go. Seasonal ceremonies. So celebrating the changing seasons by performing rituals for your servitors and acknowledging their roles in your life. I do this as often as I'm able. That is always on Samhain. Okay, so I never miss Samhain. I did miss the summer solstice. I try and at least get the solstice and the equinoxes in there, but I was unable to for the summer solstice here with them. But I did my own kind of meditation to communicate with them. However, best you can manage your time, giving time to them, they greatly do appreciate. Okay, journaling. This is something that I talk about a lot. Just in general, journaling is a fantastic practice. But keep a dedicated journal for your servitor if you would like. Again, these are just recommendations. If this is not something that you are necessarily drawn to, then by all means, try something different. Document any actions, messages received, and your feelings about the relationship. This could be pivotal when looking back and saying, okay, this was my relationship whenever I first started working with my servitor, and this is my relationship now. How has it changed? How has it improved? How have I seen things within my life improve because I have my servitor working effectively and efficiently? Or is there something that I need to go back? Have I seen a fall off, a drop off? Is that because of me? Because I have not given time and attention or proper attribution to my servitor or my house spirit. Okay. Some people have very, very good rapport with spirits in the house that predate you being in the house. They were there first, and you happen to make contact. Some are very willing to work with you, others, we'll get to that in just a moment. Creative offerings, okay? You can create art or write poetry, especially Lady Freya. She enjoys love poems. All right, so that is something that knowing that you could do if you talk with your servitor and you keep getting, say, the lovers and the two of cups, then you have a very intimate relationship with your servitor. You may write them a poem. You may write them something that is very sweet and nice. It's a way of honoring and expressing gratitude for their presence. Okay, so working with servitors and house dwelling spirits can be a deeply enriching experience, providing companionship, guidance, and support on your spiritual journey. By understanding their origins, respecting their nature, and establishing a strong connection, you can create powerful allies in your practice. And it really is like having a friend in the room. It feels odd to say that, and you may be wondering, how can you have a relationship or it's just like with anyone. It's just like with anything. Think of a pet as a familiar or a spiritual guide. You talk with them. You sit and give them attention, attribution. You know what they enjoy and what they don't. Continue in the same kind of way with your servitors. Make them friends and allies. I encourage you to explore the creation of nurturing, or the creation and nurturing of your servitors in your own life. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more insights into the magical world of witchcraft. Share your experience, if you have any, with servitors in the comments down below. I would love to hear how you work and interact with these deities. I do want to circle back really quickly. If you are working with or encounter a house spirit that is not necessarily the kindest, have protection ready, okay? So that would be burning incense. There are certain herbs that you can use or utilize: black salt, smudging, Florida water, things of that nature. If you want to remove negative ill-doing energy from your sphere, from your space, if you know that this entity is not meant to aid you in any way but to feed on your energy or to do you harm. And I go back to the home that I used to live in with my past partner that was quite can I say that word on YouTube? Abusive. Yeah. Um, then the energy inside of the house literally felt like a heavy weight. We had very nearly created, by the energy that we were putting into the space, a house spirit of its own that was malevolent in nature. So I was very grateful to exit that home and did a full cleansing before leaving, so that the next occupant who came in would not have that energy lying around. So just to let you know. Thank you guys so much for being here today with me to learn more about the things that I do and participate in. And if you found any of this helpful, I would love to know in the comments down below. May your path be illuminated with moonlight and magic. Until we meet again, take care.